Welcome, everybody, to Rise Up. This is it. Virtual convention. Are you excited? Are you fired up for 2025? We told you we were going to bring the heat, bring the fire, and this is exciting. Give it another round of applause for all your elite senior presidential directors. We have put together an incredible team. They're focused, they're obsessed with blessing people. They want all of you to win as bad as they are winning. Are you ready to win? That is what the entire weekend is all about, is us rising up out of our circumstances, rising up from whatever we're going through. What's exciting is that every one of these friends of mine has gone through the same situations that everybody of you watching virtually, or those of you that are here today. So that's a hope and a blessing that you can do it too. Are you ready? And we've got Meredith Burkett here. It's going to be wild. David Schmidt can't wait to address every single one of you this weekend and let you know what's ahead in store for you at LifeWave. So give yourselves a hand for being here. Give yourselves a hand on virtual for being on.
Absolutely incredible. Well, there were a number of new records that we set. First of all, sales were up 50% in 2024 over 2023. And that made us the #1 fastest growing company in the world in our industry 4 years in a row. And we're going to get that honor again this year. And we'll be getting that award in March. So thanks to all of you, LifeWave is #1 in the world again.
This is my vision that we're going to cast the entire This Is It team. We've already locked and loaded. They all are in agreement. We're going to take the This Is It team to 1 million brand partners. 1 million in 2025. Are you ready?
I absolutely know unicorns when I see them. Steve and Gina are unicorns on steroids. And that is what is going to give you the confidence and the realization that if you apply yourself and follow the leaders.
Don't let your friends and family miss this opportunity for better health and better wealth. Set some goals, guys. You set some goals, and you get your dreams in front of you, and you believe in yourself. Guys, this is about belief and excitement. I'm telling you.
No shortcuts. We got to use the system. The system is what's keeping everybody together.
This is the moment for you to take your territory. This is the 2025 Gold Rush. Is LifeWave. This opportunity may be the opportunity of the year worldwide.
Favor follows boldness. We need to take courage. 20 seconds of courage will get you a long way.
But if you want to go to the next level, if you become a student and you master the mundane, you will then duplicate.
A matter of time. Pull yourself up. It's not difficult. You're not building a dock. You're not building a house. You're not doing a jackhammer. You're not doing open heart surgery. Come on. We got to get tough.
It's powerful. I mean, it's life-changing. I've been using light therapy for probably 18 years now, but our units cost $18,000 a unit, and we treat one patient at a time for like 20 or 30 minutes at a time. And so I can't put an $18,000 unit on somebody to walk around walk around town or whatever, but I can put multiple light therapy patches on them, and it's mobile, portable. I can put thousands of people, and I can teach other people how to put patches on other people. That's the whole thing, is you don't have to be a doctor in this business because it's so easy to get this modality. I look at it as a modality out there.
Okay, so I want you guys to reconsider how you're treating your business. So do you guys want to win, or do you want to make excuses because you can't do both?
Well, we got to get tough. We got to get tough. We got to step it up. We got to move faster. We got to run harder. We got to get it done.
When you get a paycheck in someone's bank account, they will work hard. They will stay longer.
So you've got to get a vision, and you've got to hold on to it, and you've got to understand that it's not a conference call when God gives you a vision. Not everybody's going to be in alignment with your vision.
Share the message with strength.
okay? Stop backing down from people that tell you that patch doesn't work. Oh, I read something on the internet. Stop listening to people with all the answers and none of the money. We've got the best opportunity in the world. Best product, best financial opportunity. There's nothing better than what we have here.
We have an incredible opportunity to take our message to the entire world. If we look at top income earners in the world, we have a list of the top 50 in the world on our end. 1 out of every 3 top earners in the entire company worldwide for LifeWave are This Is It. 1 in 3, and that's in just in 2.5 years. We look at enrollers. In the top 50 in the world of enrollments, the top enrollers, 3 out of every 5 is This Is It right now. And for 2024, as we know in this business, the income grows when the enrollments come in, right? But with the enrollments, we focus on helping them grow their business and rank advancing, right? So in the top rank advancements right now, the top brand partners that have the most rank advancements on their team, 2 out of every 3 in the top 50 is This Is It. And I literally went through the list and I counted one by one. That is an incredible achievement, guys. So big round of applause for all of you. Thank you for what you do.
It's not your decision to decide yes or no for them. You must share it with them.
Mindset, don't be attached to the outcome. I want to be encouraging on that. Go manager, create managers, which you've been taught today, and it's rinse and repeat and keep doing it. And it's true that the life of this business, it's in the news.
No one's gonna do it until you do. You have to get mad at yourself enough. You have to be, listen guys, you're not gonna go through this fire until you're extremely comfortable here. Most people are never gonna take that walk until everything here is burning down, where the heat here is less than the heat in here.
We have to become hope dealers. What we have on our hands is too big, it's special.
You have to claim it that I will win in 2025.
Let the leaders influence your guests into your business. If you promote big, you will profit big. Okay? The biggest promoters in this business have the biggest businesses in this business.
Are you a fountain or are you a drain? Because what you are is what you attract. Okay, I would pretty much say we've got a proven system of winning. I mean, like everybody clap their hands, right? You just got to get to work. You got to dig deep. You got to do the action, right? You got to get after it.
Detach from what's holding you back. We're going to rise up. We're going to get to where we want to go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, let's go. You are going to think, and if you are going to talk, it's really, really important that you're intentional, that you use the right words. How many of you want more help in this auditorium? How many of you want more wealth, more money, right? We need to be intentional, and then we need to take action.
I want to say I've never really seen leaders before like Steve and Gene. I'm glad they're coming back in right now. You have to trust the people that came before you that built these with the intention of you following to lead the way. This is about trusting the people that came before you.
I've never seen this type of growth. I've rarely seen even similar success stories, of course, but it requires a lot of factors to come together. LifeWave has achieved so much when many companies haven't. First and foremost, it's because of the hardworking distributors like you here and watching.
You want to go fast, you change fast. But you got to catch it. To rise up, you have to rise up as a leader as well. This business is built on layers of conviction. You have to plant the seed, you have to water the seed.
You have to make the decision that you want change, and it has to be more than just money. You know, your change has to really attach to the realistic fact that you are going to make the decisions to do things different.
The reason why we picked Rise Up is because we want everyone to rise up from whatever they're going through. That's our most important focus this weekend, is to challenge you to rise up. Maybe it's you're not wondering if you can make this happen. You know what? This is your moment. This is your moment in time to reach your full potential.
The most important thing is that every day we get testimonials on how our products are changing people's lives for the better. We just want to market all of the patches, and if a person is in pain, we'll recommend IceWave. If a person is having a problem sleeping, we're going to recommend Silent Nights, and just kind of put everything out there. And that lack of focus, we're finding, confuses the person. The teams that focus on X39 have much better approach and much higher likelihood for success. And you and your team have absolutely proven that. What an amazing 2024 that we had, and this year is going to be even bigger and better. So excited, and just want to take the moment to congratulate the two of you and your team. Number one team in the world. You guys are absolutely amazing.
Okay. Welcome to the next level training. We're super excited. Obviously, Feliz Cinco de Mayo to those who are celebrating for 5th of May, which is pretty awesome. Obviously, we're very, very excited, obviously, to share some amazing things we just launched today. And so we're going to be talking a little bit about that. And so we're glad that you're on here. This is being recorded. I love putting on the stuff beforehand because it's obviously a reminder of obviously the next level training that's coming up. That was a small meeting compared to the next level training that's coming up next in August, which is going to be huge. And we're talking more about that. But yes, it is the 5th of May, believe it or not. So you want to say anything real quick?
No, I'm all good. Thank you.
She's good.
Ready to go.
Yeah, ready to go. Let's rock and roll. So again, today we're going to be talking obviously about the team itself. What we're doing as a strategy, obviously strategizing to get acceleration going in a huge way. Obviously, we're part of the This Is It team with Stephen Gina Merritt, Ken and Diana Burke, also Joyce and my wife and myself. We actually took this picture here, but we're actually on our way at the moment. We got a lot to share today, so a lot of cool things are going on. So be happy that you're following the right leadership, and we're following Stephen Gina Merritt and super excited about partnering with them along with Ken and Diana Burke because we are just kicking butt and actually taking names. The whole team is growing like crazy. 1 million strong by the end of this year. So once again, what we're going to talk about today is actually it's a 90-day run for senior director. We're still running because it's within those 90 days and strategies to accelerate. And so we're going to be talking about how to accelerate and how to get things going. And so the one thing that I want to let you know is that once again, this is once again you want you to dream big and thrive in 2025. And this is the year of acceleration. I'm going to skip the video today. So I had a video in here. I'm going to skip that but because I want to get going onto a lot of stuff that we're talking about. So kind of the agenda for today, we're going to get some announcements, the new Team Cash incentive. Hopefully you have got that. Otherwise, we're going to be covering that today. And the new LifeWave incentive along with that got launched today. You should have got an email on this actually yesterday. Actually, it's global incentive. They're doing around the entire world, so everybody participates during the same period of time. We'll talk about that, and also wins for the week. And then we're going to talk about strategies to really accelerate and make 2025 the best year of your life. And next year is going to be just even better. So one thing we want to make mention is that if you get your phone out, you can scan this. This actually is a 14-minute and 14-second video that Matt and I did put together because we wanted to make sure that you have something brief with belief. We use Stephen Gina's, we've used Brooke Robinson's, we've also or is it Robinson, right? Yeah, and Brooks. But we said, hey, let's put one together that's actually that people can see us. And again, we're utilizing this to also have a strategy that you can utilize this quick 14-minute video that you can get on a Zoom with somebody, play the video, watch it with them, and then also bring us on or someone else on your team so they can hear from someone else besides yourself, and if that person's available to do that. So that's what we definitely want to do. And the most important part to this, again, is it's another tool. It's another tool you can use, and so that's one of the things we want to make sure that you know about this, which is pretty awesome. And again, this is the quick video. That's it. Hi, we're recommending Warren Beer from Sarah's 15-minute video, but I want to talk about this thing. This is something we've been working on for a little while now, and we're so excited, obviously, for a $10,000 Run for Freedom contest. The last contest that we did was Dash for Cash. This is a run. It's not a dash. It was running for freedom. And really the reason we did this because it ends in the July 4th weekend. We're starting Cinco de Mayo and ending July 4th weekend. But really we want to help you run for your freedom. Freedom is real. Men have been free basically since beginning a part of last year. January 8th was my last day. Actually, I fired my job that time. I'd already been on 4 weeks of vacation time that I was getting paid for, and then I fired my job right after that, which was pretty awesome. And then Lily extended our stay in South Africa, and I met a bunch of different people. That's how I got a chance to meet Yolandi, got a chance to meet Brendan, a bunch of other people by visiting different BNIs and stuff like that. But we wanted to put together another cash incentive to keep the momentum going. And again, there's a lot of strategies in this. We're going to talk a little bit more about that. But once again, let's get to it. So let me tell you more about, once again, the Run for Freedom contest. So the contest runs again from May 5th to July 6th. So this is a 9-week contest. So for those people who think, oh, well, last time it was too short, or I was on vacation at the time, or I had this and that. Well, guess what? During these 9 weeks, you can have a strategy to really earn a lot of points and win some money. So again, we have actually 8 prizes, but basically a total of $10,000 is going to be given away basically in July for those that have the highest points. And the 7th place is going to be $500. $700. Someone's fired up. So 6th place is $700. 5th place is $800. 4th place is $1,000. Can you see what's going on here, right? 3rd place, $1,500. 2nd place, $2,000. And the grand prize is going to be $3,000 to the winner of this. So even the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd place was even higher than we did for the last contest. And we've got all this money in here, but we also have another incentive on top of this. So we're going to actually draw one winner for $500. That's going to be one of those spin the wheel type things. And you get an entry for every 3 points you earn. So if you got 2 points, doesn't count. If you got 5 points, you'll only get 1 entry. If you get 6 points, you get 2 entries, right? 9 points, 3 entries. So that's what happens. So you can also become a winner in this basically a wheel of fortune, so to say.
So bottom line is everyone can win.
Yes. Absolutely.
As long as you have points, more than 3 points, you are in to win. So
absolutely.
The thing is, go for the biggest prize. I always, last night I just shared, everyone can win this.
Yes.
Because everybody started at 0 today. This is, and you're going to explain how the points are
so
made.
How the points work. We have people already earning points today, which is awesome. So, which is fantastic. So once again, this is what you want to do. Take a screenshot of this. We got the video that's also available now on YouTube. I sent it out to the team. Men sent it out to some people. Other people, we can send it out to them too. We recorded this yesterday when we announced this to the South African European team. But how we earn points. You may be familiar from the last one that we had points for basically enrolling people. So that's the very first thing. So when you enroll people, you earn 3 points for every premium enrollment today or all the way until July 6th. So every premium enrollment, you have 2 points for advanced enrollment, personal, and 1 point for each core personal enrollment that you do. So signing somebody up, we just had people signing people up today for each of these different things, which is pretty cool. So people are already getting points on the board, which is what we recommend. The second part to this is basically when you help people get to the next level. So they earn points, which is pretty awesome. So if you enroll somebody today and they start enrolling people and getting things going, if they become a manager, and this date's wrong, I apologize, I'm supposed to update this. So this is as a 5-5. So this is 5-5 instead of 5-3, so ignore the 5-3. So Cinco de Mayo, once again, newly enrolled, it ranks to manager if they start today or later. It doesn't matter if people who are in the past, doesn't matter. It has nothing to do with your own enroll or your own personal rank. It has to do with people you enroll today or throughout this 9 weeks. If they hit manager, they get 2 points. If they hit director, they get 5 points. If they hit senior director, they get 10 points. So once again, what's great about this is that then because of you personally enrolled them, you get a point if they go manager, 3 points for going director, and 5 points for going senior director. So the great part about this, imagine having 3, 4, 5, 10 people go manager during this contest, that you're helping them do that. Now you get extra points for each of those people. You get people going director, you're going to get a lot more points. You get senior directors, those are going to be your next leaders on your team that are going to be going senior presidential director. So the rank up is also cumulative, meaning that if you have someone who gets involved and they get running with this, if they hit manager, director, senior director, they get the 2, 5, and 7. So they get 17 points they can actually earn. Same thing with you. You get 1, 3, 5. So you get 9 points for them going senior director. So trust me, you're going to want to sign up as many people as you can because you're going to want to get points here. And then you also want to help them get to the next level. And so the big thing is tying them into the Zooms, eyeballs on Zooms, helping them do launch meetings, doing other things. And we're going to talk a little bit more, about that. So again, we're going to open up at the end for any questions you might have on this specifically, and then we'll continue on with some of the other things too. But once again, the objective here is the $10,000 Run for Freedom contest incentive is designed to reward brand partners for enrolling new brand partners in new ranks within the contest period. So all previous people if you get someone signed up yesterday, they don't count towards this contest. If they sign up today, guess what? They're not part of this contest, so we can help them and earn points. So look at the contest aims to promote new growth across participating teams. So once again, from May 5th, July 6th, basically only new enrollments, on or after May 5th, which is today. And we have actually a tracker sheet that we're going to be talking about that you actually want to track. The one thing we're going to be doing is doing weekly updates. So every week, we're going to, on our Sunday meetings, we're going to basically be announcing where people are at, and we're going to have actually an online tracker keeping track of that. But we're going to also be, shooting out some messages daily saying, hey, great job, so-and-so. Like Jason Jason Taylor actually had gotten a new core. He just didn't sign a new core a few days ago, and now he's got another new core. He signed up today, so he's already got a point on the board, which is awesome. But again, we can submit these to the people, so you're going to want to submit. If you're on our team, obviously submit to Mena here at philomenav930@gmail.com. And then we're going to verify all the different things before any cash bonus are awarded at the very end. So again, this is a 9-week contest, so it's going to be something between now and then. The great news about this is that also corporate was talking about they're going to be launching a next trip incentive actually probably in July. So this is going to set you up to earn a lot on this, set you up to get senior director done above and beyond, all of that. And then the other parts of that is also set you up to win the next trip, which is pretty awesome. So this is all incentivized to help you grow and get to the next level, right? So the tracker itself is found on the Believers for Life. And I want to go over this real quick with you. So let me move my face out of the way here. So it basically shows the dates in here. The total of 10,000 shows the different ones. Like Ken was talking about our meeting yesterday. He goes, circle the one you want to qualify for. I hope you're circling first place, and then we'll talk about what it takes to do that. But any of these different ones would be pretty cool. Any cash in the pocket is pretty good. Those of you in South Africa, multiply by 19 pretty much, and that's what you're going to get in rands. It's pretty awesome, right? Once again, what you're going to do is put the date in here, put the new brand partner name, and basically the brand partner ID. If they sign up as a core, they get 1 point. Now, if they upgrade, there's no additional points for upgrades. It's whatever you sign them up at that time. If they sign up advanced, get 2 points. If they sign up as a premium, you get 3 points. And then once again, if we help them go manager, you're going to get an extra point. Now, this is where it's cumulative. If they help basically go to director, basically they can get 3 points. If they go up to obviously senior director, they can actually go up to and get you can get up to 5 points. And this is for them. This is on their side for their own tracking for themselves. So once again, if you have a brand new person today that signs up, or tomorrow, this week, whatever, you want to give them the sheet, and they can track this as well for actually their own points as well. But this is not for anyone who's already been involved in the business as of yesterday or before. This is only for the brand new people. They can track these and get these points because they can earn up to 17 points on this alone, which is pretty awesome. So the next thing that I was going to mention on here, if I can get this thing to work here, is that once again, you want to scan that QR code. Scan the QR code because that's going to take you to the Believers for Life school platform so you can sign up for that. We have a way to do it via text, but an easy way, I just asked Brendan to send me a link, and I basically did a QR code which should take you directly there, and I'm going to double check it, make sure it works fine. I'm sure it does. I tested it earlier, and ta-da! There it is. That's how you get signed up, right? So you're going to want to basically hit the little thing, join group, and that's what you want to do. So that's what you're going to want to do, and all of that's in there for the actual stuff for tracking. Also the rules, all the different stuff in there is going to be in there, and the form that you can actually download and print off. We've actually downloaded, print off, and I've already been doing calls already today, contacting people today. So again, we have certain
but we cannot win any of those prizes, so we're not participating. But we're still building. We're excited to share with people because why would we not want to share something that is so good and so big and changing people's lives?
Yeah, absolutely. And so it's exciting. So the good part about this is that we run contests, but wait, there's more. LifeWave just launched a new contest, and that's the new one. It runs almost during the exact same period. Now, we didn't plan this. It was something like every time we run a contest, LifeWave seems to run a contest too. We're like, what in the world? So anyway, so this is something completely, totally different than they've ever done. We've been involved in business for 2.5 years now. We've never seen this, which is absolutely brilliant how they're doing this. So what they're doing though is accelerate your success. Now this is really helping people to be basically at senior director level and above. That's really what it is. Incentivize people to really run for that. And they're actually going to be paying you out additional 5% bonus on your complete binary commissions when you grow your volume outside of your largest enrollment leg by 30% and maintain it. So just to give you an idea what that means, and we'll talk a little bit about this again, is that you have to be, once again, achieve the paid rank of senior director or higher, and basically grow your outside largest, grow outside of your largest
volume
leg.
outside of your largest leg. So,
Yep.
so for those of you who aren't yet senior director, you still can do this
Yes.
because there is a qualifying period. So if you want to get that done. And then you look at your team and you see, okay, well, how many personals do you have? Sorry, how many personals do you have? And then you look at the highest volume personal leg. So you might have ABC, and in A there's 10,000 points, in B there's 5, and in C there's 3,000 points. So your outside largest leg is your 10,000 point leg. So now if you grow the volume on B and C by 30% more in this qualifying period, LifeWave is going to give you 5% additional bonus on the binary commission every week that you qualify.
So a good, then again, and the rules in here, and this is what Mena just mentioned, I want to basically, because I got a Q&A that was sent to you also, but I wanted to highlight this because that's exactly what they were just talking about, the exact same thing. Now they're basically calling this your outside largest leg. It's a new term they're using in the new compensation, so they're getting us used to this because this is something they're going to be talking about. But it's something that they really want us to focus on other things outside of our largest leg. So as an example, for us, when we talk to people about this, the very first thing we want to help you focus on is what? Let's get you to senior director. Let's help you get senior director done, because in that process, last week was basically the baseline for this. And what they're going to do is basically then anything you grow 30%, from there, basically do it. So if you go senior director, chances are, unless it's all in your biggest leg, you're going to probably start qualifying for this, which is great. And that extra percentage, if it's money on the table, pick it up, right? And so again, you can find all this information in your back office. They sent you an email also, but if you go to your back office and look under what do they call them again? Incentives. They get different incentives. They show the promotions and stuff like that.
In fact, under resources, you probably find all of this material there.
Yep, absolutely. So again, so we can open this up. So let's stop this for 1 second.
Well, first I want to say, everything that LifeWave does is actually setting you up to win.
Yes.
So it's not like, okay, let's give them another promotion. Let's give them another thing to excite them.
Yeah.
But if you start participating and you start doing, moving forward for the promotion because you want to win, the whole thing is it's setting you up to win in the long term, setting you up to actually be in place where you're going to qualify for SPD, for the trips, for all the bonuses, all the promotions, all the great things. I mean, the one thing that we're seeing, a lot of the top leaders have qualified for the trip to Switzerland. And we're not missing the next one because we want to participate. We want to be part of that, but we just were outside of that particular rank for that promotion period. But, great for those that did. We applaud them. But everyone can do this. And so LifeWave does this intentionally. And so we as leaders have also cottoned on and we're like, okay, well, let's do our promotion for the team because we want to help everybody. We want to help everyone win.
Yeah. So Ken and Diana, Mena and myself, Josh and Paula are taking money out of our own pockets to basically put this on the table to incentivize people to actually run and do some very specific things. And so everything's about new growth, and that's what you really want to do. So we want to open up right now for any questions that you might have. on that. And then again, you can always feel free to reach out to your person who's working with you to go over those specific details. But you definitely want to make sure you get on the Believers for Life School platform. So if you haven't done that, make sure you do that today. You basically Ken gets the information, and then he basically gives you access. I think Brendan has access to that as well, obviously, because he's the one that built it. So besides that, is there any questions that we can answer for anybody at this point? Otherwise,
Judy.
Yeah.
Judy.
Question. So with sometimes when you first make rank, there's a little bit of a balance in there, and it has to do with, like business volume or orders and, making sure that all of that stays consistent. Does that affect your eligibility or points? You know what I'm talking about?
I think so. I'm trying to make sure. So
okay, so like we made rank, and then one of the people that qualified me as a manager, their next order was out a little ways. Maybe they started out as advanced or something. So then they weren't considered, I guess, active.
Yes.
If I'm saying that right. So is that going to have an impact or an effect on the contest?
So the first contest, no, meaning as far as if you have new people, as soon as they rank manager, we're not having a holding period, like they got to stay ranked for 3 weeks or whatever. But basically for the first contest that we're doing as a team, no, that doesn't affect. So as soon as they hit manager, basically they get the extra points, and you get the extra point as well.
But just so that we answer that, okay?
Yes.
So Judy, if you're talking about the first promotion, the the freedom promotion, that's not affected. So the person ranks, it's a brand new person that you bring in, they rank manager, and that person will get points, you will get points for bringing them in and ranking them manager. But the second one, if they have to stay qualified for the period.
Yes.
In order to be paid that 5,000. So the first thing you have to do, Judy, is you have to get senior director done, because you're not going to get that 5% on an outside leg unless you're senior director. So that's the first thing. But you have to stay each week that you qualify. So if if someone falls out of rank, and now you're a senior director, one of your managers or directors falls out of rank and you don't qualify for the next week, you're not going to get the 5% bonus for that period, but you will get it for the period that week that you are ranked senior director, and any subsequent week thereafter, but not for the week that you fall out. Correct. Does that answer?
Yeah, that does. I know that that's a little confusing, and I wanted to ask that because especially for people that are new to the whole concept of ranking and how that all works, it can be a little bit like, oh my gosh, I was there and now I lost it, and I just to save the panic effect, I guess.
Yes. Yeah. And that's what we always recommend building, once again, 20 right, 20 left, because again, over time, as you'll have people, again, think about it as someone who's a director, you got a manager on the right, manager on the left. Well, what if your manager goes out? Well, now you're ranked as a manager. Your lifetime rank is a director. That doesn't go away from you, but your paid rank is actually gone back down to manager. But if you got two managers left, two managers on the right, three managers left, three managers on the right, if one falls out, you're still doing that. Now, again, it's the same thing happens at senior director. You could have a director on the left, director on the right, and someone falls out of directorship. And so once again, your lifetime rank is senior director, but if you fall out of rank, then your paid rank can go down. So that's the whole key, is strategies of building long-term and building solid. And so you want to keep that in mind, just knowing that even if you sign 4 people up, 2 on the right, 2 on the left, to go manager, if someone's not set up on auto ship and you don't have another person in there, you'll fall out of manager. So that's one thing you want to let people know that. And most of the times people go, well, how did that happen? And then you want to explain it to them again, because just like anything, you got to hear it sometimes over and over and over in order to do that. A great question.
Yeah. Thank you. That was a good answer.
Absolutely. Yep, great. So with that in mind, keep that in mind as far as even having people, hit the manager rank. That's great, but we want to help them maintain that and grow to the next level. And the best way to do that is identify people that are leaders on their team and continue putting people in, continue putting people in. We'll talk more about that from a strategy standpoint after that. But great question, Judy. So is there anybody else that has any questions regarding the contest? Make sure that you know where to access that. And once again, start running.
Well, I just want to say, if people start working towards the freedom promotion,
yes,
you're actually going to start building and getting senior director done.
That's right.
So they actually go hand in hand. But, just start doing what is required,
Exactly. So
sharing.
that's an 8-week contest. Ours is a 9-week contest. So they pretty much run in cooperation. But how many people want to go senior director the next 6, 7, 8 weeks, right? So that's what we want to help you do, is get that done. And so there's a strategy with that. We'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. So, but if there's any questions, we can answer questions later at the very end. But I want to make sure that we at least go through, some of these different things, because when they launched this contest, we were trying to verify and make sure that everything was correct as far as just on the outside, what they call the outside largest leg, because most of us are talking about 2 legs, which is a binary, but it's each personal that you sign up. Whoever's your largest personal sign up that you sign, it could be on left leg, right leg, doesn't matter. That's the one that basically all the volume outside of that is counted for that, which is kind of cool. So again, we want to also hear some wins for the week. We love hearing this. So of course, our to-do list again is never changed. It's win again, and win some more. So we want to help everybody win. So again, we'd love to hear from some people. We've been trying to get a hold of people to see if there's anything specific, any wins for the week. But if you just want to come off, or if you want to raise your hand on there, because if you get your camera off and you raise your hand, we can't see you. So, but if you put your hand up, or if you want to unmute yourself, we'd love to hear wins for the week. Otherwise, I'm going to have my wife share again, because we've been winning like crazy. So there's a lot of stuff going on. So anybody have any wins for the week they'd like to share this week?
I can share quickly.
Yes, please. Anna, please.
Hi. Lovely meeting, Brenda's meeting, and lovely to see you. So I'd like to say, well, I have a few wins. First of all, I started off before even the kids had come up, to have breakfast. I'd done a list with 50 new people. So you can do, if you want to do it, you can do it. It goes really fast. You just look in your phone and you think of the people and write down the names of the people you haven't contacted yet. And just to find, that momentum that we actually have, and to bring that spirit and share that, I think is really important. So just first step is do the list. And I checked, actually, I contacted 5 people today. So, and what I did was differently from what I've done before, is I actually have started leaving voice messages. So it takes, some time for some people to learn, but when they eventually do it, they've got it, and that's me. So I left and I checked my phone. I actually did 3 voice messages, with energy, but they were actually just 1 minute apart. So you can do 3 people in 3 minutes if you just decide to do it. And one of them, well, actually the 4th, which was a little bit later because then I had to do other stuff. The 4th person, I remembered I hadn't spoken to her in a long time, and she used to live in the city we have, or sorry, in the town that we have a house in, that we are not living in right now. And I thought Mexico. We are in Mexico. She's from Mexico. That could be, something good to connect about. And she was saying, yes, and we had voice messages going back and forth. And she said, oh, interesting. Yeah, I might have a few people in Mexico that could be interested. And also, I'm going back and forth to Mexico. So we're going to meet up next week. So that was a great win. And last but not least, wins with everybody that's on the meetings. It's so wonderful to see, from the team and all the activity in the WhatsApp groups, great wins, great energy that we have, so much fire and questions about all these bonuses and, and how to get them and where to find them and so on, if they couldn't join the meeting. And also that I had a person that found me on TikTok again. So she's interested. She's in Holland, and she was on the meeting. So that's a great win as well. So wow. Yes. And the last win is I've started to arrange meetings. Ellie is one of them. I think she was on and off. I'm not sure if she's on now, but she has trouble with the Wi-Fi. That really set up regular meetings with everybody to keep them on track, and also to plan in lots and lots of launches and meetings together, different composition of groups to bring in people. So everybody, I'm available for everybody to have meetings whenever, in the middle of the night, if you need me.
Wow,
okay.
Wow.
You're
doing amazing.
Yes.
And we're so proud of all that all the team, because we see lots and lots of activity. And the whole thing has started, Anna, you and Maxime and the ladies that started with you have been so consistent in getting on Zooms, in participating, positive, very positive. You're always looking for whatever's positive in the situation. And so you've been a real light to everybody. And I love the voice notes because I agree with you. The voice notes are so quick, and people hear the energy in your voice, and they want to know, like, what on earth is going on. And you can get a lot done like that. I'm not saying that waiting for them to answer the phone is wrong. I mean, but some people just don't answer the phone. And rather just be productive. Rather be productive than keep trying to get them on the phone, So great job. That's awesome. Proud of you, Anna.
And Maxime says hi. He just landed in Sweden. He said he's gonna sign 10 new brand partners in 3 days. So we're gonna we're gonna get back in 3 days and check.
Because you're winning the first prize, right?
Amen.
You guys are winning the first prize.
Yes, we are.
Good. And we're here to help whatever you need as well. Bless
absolutely.
you guys.
And what's great is that on the meeting last night, what we did for obviously for Europe and South Africa, Ken made an announcement that he's willing to also be available. I mean, he gets up at 4 o'clock in the morning. We're up at 5 o'clock. Whatever. I'm usually up at 4:20 if I'm going to work out that day for F3. But again, he's making himself available to those of you in Europe and South Africa that you can do a 3-way call with him. So if you just arrange it ahead of time, just don't call him out of the blue. But if you need his information, we can definitely do that and coordinate. And same thing with us. We're here to do 3-way calls and everything like that, which is great.
And I'm doing a launch for Monique tomorrow. So, we're here to do whatever it takes to win, right?
That's right. Yeah, and that's what we're trying to do. So other wins for the week. Is there one other person that love to share a win for the week? And thank you, Anna, for sharing that. That was awesome. That was wins. Lots of wins.
Anyone else?
No. If not, do you want to share some?
I'd rather have somebody else share.
I know. I could share too, but anyway, so.
Okay.
Go ahead, Judy.
It's a simple thing, and especially for people that maybe haven't been doing this for very long or don't really know how to approach people. But I think, Minna, you responded. I put a simple thing up on Facebook, and it was just to see who was interested. And I think it said something like, "I'm so grateful that that my neuropathy in my feet from chemo is gone. So glad I found something that works." Okay. Left it at that. A lot of people liked it. And probably 9 or 10 people said, "So what? Tell me more. I have neuropathy." And I've gotten back to a few. Some are busy or out of town and we'll get back. But those are leads. Those are people that are looking, that I've already targeted something that worked, that know me enough to trust me and say, "You found something that worked. What is it?" And for those, I really feel like I like to have a conversation with them and explain it, because sending them a link to something that just looks like an impersonal, a website that's, for a big company, isn't that what worked for you. And so I've got my list, and I will continue trying to coordinate and connect with those people. But I personally don't have a lot of luck if I just throw something out on Facebook, "Hey, found something for this," or, but if you do something it's sort of a tease and it's not a tease, it's a personal testimony, but it also, it pulls out somebody else that can relate to that experience. And I can do the same with other things that we've experienced personally down the road, and, use that. So, I mean, that's a simple idea to reach people that you may not feel comfortable just calling and saying, "Hey, I know you suffer with this," or, it causes them to come to you.
Absolutely. And that's fantastic, because the other part to that is that, once again, you can also in the future talk about someone else's, or they can do the exact same thing. It's very duplicatable. And the one thing we do not ever recommend, and same thing, Steve and Jean talked about this, and they said they never put out thisisit.info.com on a post or anything like that. You want to have people do that, they'll private message you, send you a message, send whatever it is, and then taking it kind of, you get it online, taking it offline with them to talk to them more. But that's awesome, Judy.
That's exactly it, because the minute the person shows interest, you want to get personal with them, especially since they know you. So you don't want to just say, "Oh, well, here's a website, look at it." You want to say, "Hey, you know what, let's get on a call. I want to share with you exactly what's happened to me." because of the personal connections. So great job, Judy. That's awesome. And I did see the post.
Yeah, you did. Another thing to that too, and you may have some insight into this, but some people don't want, I'm like, let me know when you have a minute to talk, or they don't get a response, or, can you just send me something? And I go, well, do you have a few minutes to talk? I need to explain something, and then I can get, I don't want to just like throw something, because then it seems like a bait and hook, kind of like you're just trying to get them to see. And I don't want them at the moment. What I want them to see first is my personal testimony and what worked for me. Then I want them to recognize the company. And if you're not careful, all they see is a big company. And if they don't understand the difference of what makes LifeWave different and our experience different, then it looks just like another thing. And I feel like making that personal connection is like the bridge that gives credibility, because I'm saying, look, this worked, and it happens to be associated with this really great company. I don't know, but so I don't just send them if they're like, no, I don't want to talk. I'm like, well, let me know when you have a few minutes. It's kind of easier for me to talk. And then I kind of leave it on the back burner. And
Yeah.
And the key to this is follow through. So that's perfect, and that's awesome. And again, those are great little tips on little things to do and what not to do. And because again, you don't want to make this be, again, people have been approached by different stuff, and again, this is unique. It's different. Yeah. Yes, we're approaching them, we're talking to them, but we really want to share in a way that again is more, compassionate about how we can help them with this and go from there. So that's awesome.
It really isn't ever no until they've actually said no, not interested. And I have actually asked one or two people that I've connected with, and, they just keep pushing you off. Oh, busy now. And then I usually go back at them and I say, you're obviously very busy. This is not a priority for you. But if you know someone, who is having these challenges, or someone who has financial challenges, someone with physical challenges, we all know, I say we all know them, because that's the truth. Then think of me, I'm happy to talk to them. So I leave it at that. I really just, I think badgering someone.
Yeah. Sometimes it's better just to take it away. Take it away from them, say thank you very much.
Take it away and just let them know there's other people outside of them that have a need. And all we're really looking for is to fill a need. So great job. That's awesome. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you for sharing that.
And really quick, one more component is God's timing and God's way, and seeking him each day. And I can tell you, when I'm like, Lord, who do you want me to talk to today? It will be somebody or some connection that I couldn't have thought of on my own. And it's whoever he knows we need to connect with, because this isn't about, it's about, building our business so we have a greater scope of influence, but it is about changing people's lives with something that can completely turn their health and their life around.
Absolutely, and we do the same thing, and that's amazing, because I said it to me. If I can get the creator of the universe, if I can get God involved, where He's working on behalf of the Holy Spirit, even bringing names to our mind, or even burdening people's hearts. We've told that before. Lord, burden the hearts of people that are meant to be a part of our team, or even people on our team that haven't been doing anything. Burden their hearts if they're meant to be building this. And sometimes people feel burdened. Trust me, we have people that are reaching out to us, going, "Okay, we're ready," and it's just interesting. But that's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. That's amazing. So the one thing that we'll do is, again, if you've got different things you want to share, for next week, we'd love to hear about that, or even some things during the week. If you let us know ahead of time, say, hey, I've got something I really want to share this week. We don't just silence. We'd rather have, pick on people that are doing that. So again, we've been talking about, obviously, announcements, new cash incentives, the wins for the week, and really now we want to talk about strategies accelerate. So there was a massive acceleration strategy that was actually this Saturday's team training. Now, obviously, it's not upcoming. This is one that just happened this past Saturday, and actually it's now live. Where actually Brendan was able to clip it with Ken to basically clip it and basically just have just his portion on there. I would recommend watching the whole thing with Mike Hernandez, because it gives a lot of other things that are in there besides what Jay talked about. But Jay actually talked about, once again, this, once again, the GPS that he talks about, and again, and what this is, this proven system. We want to talk about utilizing this along with the tracker and the different things that we're utilizing to basically keep you accountable and keep things, moving forward. And really, it all has to do, with setting goals. So in his thing, I'm going to highlight only a couple different things specifically, but he's got obviously the tracker that he uses. That he talks about doing quarterly goals. He sets quarterly goals. He sets, basically quarterly, monthly goals, and then basically even goals, during the week and obviously each day. But in here, and I'm going to see if I can zoom in. There we go. Each one of here basically is set up as, month one. So this would be the month of May. So obviously when you're looking at the next, 90 days, we're going to look at this quarter, even though it's not, it's March, April, May, it's the end of the quarter, but you want to put the month of May here, June, and July. And then it's a fillable PDF that's basically on the website. You download it and you can start filling it in. So it's actually on the school platform on there. And he talks about, once again, it's also in the back office. If you go to the back office of This Is It Team and go to downloads, you'll also find it there as well. But again, the brand partner goal for the quarter that you want to have, what do you want to have? How many brand partners do you want to have for the month of May? You put that number here, and then you start breaking it down. How many does it take per week? So if you say, I want 10 new brand partners, well, how many do you need to have per week? Well, obviously, if you have 10, there's 4 weeks. You can't 10 divided by 4, it's 2.5. So you want to put 3, 3, 3, and 3. So even though it's more than your 10, but you want to have that set up specifically, and then you want to think about, okay, well then how many people daily do you need to do that with that? So again, whatever numbers you want to put in here. And I tell people that, once again, whatever it is that you want to accomplish, it could be saying, I really want to run with this. I want to put 20 people in this month, whatever the number is, whatever you want to put in there, then break it out by the week. Then you got 5 per week. And then it's basically Monday through Thursdays is basically, one per day, or, a little bit more than 1 per day. So those are different things you can do. Then you start tracking your actual, and then you've got also a customer goal. Now we don't, really promote customers. We talk about brand partners really only, but again, he's got it in here, and so we talk about it in there. But
and
also,
there's nothing wrong. I mean, as long as you're not starting to talk about the customer.
Yeah.
We always start off talking about getting their product wholesale. That's how we talk about it. Getting your product wholesale, and you're able to get it in a package, and the packages are 3, 6, 20. And then if they are really insistent on being a customer, that's fine. We're not going to close the door and say no. Rather meet their need. Meet them where they're at.
Yeah, but that is one thing, because we always talk about, would you have the retail or wholesale, and I've said, like I said, I've never had anybody say I want to be retail. Everybody wants to get a wholesale, and then I say the option, the way you get a wholesale is you get by at least 3 sleeves. You want a 90-day run anyway, and then I ask them about their spouse. If they're married, I'm going to say, is your spouse going to be using it as well? Well, great. That's why I recommend basically that for yourself. Now, sometimes we'll get them on the advanced, because they say, well, I want to get 6 sleeves, 2 for or 3 for myself, 3 for my spouse. But whatever it is they want to do. But of course, we're always sharing the opportunity. So, when we're talking about the opportunity, we always talk about the advance. So the other thing about that is he's got on here, which I think is great, is also the premium goal, meaning how many people do you want to have signed up per quarter for the premium? You remember, that's $405 you earn per premium on that. So if you say, hey, I want to sign up, as an example, 10 people this month, and basically I want to have at least half of them, or 3 of them, or 2, whatever you pick, 70% of them, whatever. I want them to be premiums.
And that's really, I think the way to achieve the premium is to speak to business owners.
Yeah.
Are you looking for another opportunity? Maybe what they're doing is really not bringing in what they want every month, and they kind of looking for something on the side. So a person who goes for the premium package is a person who already understands business, and they're saying, okay, this is something I can add to what I'm doing.
Yeah.
A multiple stream income person. And so if that's the person you're talking to, you would know, because, we often know who we're speaking to. They're a business owner. I always say, just imagine starting a business for $1,750. It
Yeah.
just doesn't happen every day.
And a part-time, because a lot of these business owners are like, there's no way I can do another business. I'm working 60, 70, 80 hours a week. And you're like, then you understand, well, that's why you need something like this.
Listen what Anna said, 3 people in 3 minutes. I mean, where do you do that in normal traditional business? You know,
No.
it doesn't happen. So
And it's something you have the flexibility to do this. So once again, you got the premium goal and then the actual. So you're going to track this. So this is a great thing from a coaching perspective. When we're coaching people and mentoring people, we want to know what your goals are, and then we're going to start tracking them. There's even in there, he talks about failure. Failure is inevitable. So you every month you put something in there, unless you say I'm not going to sponsor anybody. You know, you may miss your goal, but you reset it. So and then also talks about once again, your next rank goal. And once again, where do you want to be? If you're saying, hey, I'm a director, I want to be senior director next week or the week after, whatever it is. So you look at reality, because we talk about SMART goals, you want to once again make sure that they're attainable, that you can do. And then what's your actual rank, and then what's your income goal for that week. So when you look at the income goal, again, you look at all these different things are all based upon that the month and then also the week. So what's your income goal for this month of May? Hopefully you have an income goal, because again, if they see you'll miss every target because you don't know what the target even is. But if you have a specific target, at least you're shooting for that target. So if you say my goal is to make an extra $4,000 or 4,000 euros this month, great. Then the goal is $100 or $1,000 per week, right? If you say, hey, I want to make $10,000, I want to make $2,000, whatever you pick the amount, whatever it is. And then what is the actual income you have? But what you start doing is you start projecting this out over the next 90 days. So you've got basically May, June, and July, looking at it from a standpoint, this is setting you up for next level. I would love for you to actually put one more thing in here, which is basically, how many people are you going to have at next level? Or how many people are going to be watching it virtually? How many people are you going to have, on your team? Because that is very, very critical for success, because what you want to do is have a goal for that as well. But the last part to this, again, is once again, your income, you should be increasing over a period of time. It shouldn't be, okay, I just want to make 1,000 a week, 1,000 a week, 1,000 a week, 1,000 a week. You know what I mean? It should be, once again, if I'm making 1,000, the next week I'd like to be able to make 1,200. Next week I'd like to make 1,500. Next week I'd like to be able to make whatever. And then you look at your week, your monthly goal, you go, wow, actually I got to increase my monthly goal. Whatever that is, it's what you want to do. But think about it. What do you want to make at the end of this month? What do you want to make, in June? What do you want to make in July? And hopefully it's an ever increasing amount. So hopefully this makes sense. This is something that, again, that Jay talked about. I thought he did a great job explaining that portion. And he said this is where 80% of the time you basically focus on is basically on what they call basically the pro strategy, which is really
basically.
Well, look at the people that are specifically when you patch, follow up, revisit basically an opportunity calls, what the goals are for that, for the month, for each week, daily. Now his daily week is Monday through Thursday. I love that. He says, I go golfing on Fridays. He says, I want to go fishing on Fridays. I want to be able to, whatever.
As
right?
long as
you hit your goal.
he's done whatever, because he does say, if I get to Thursday and I haven't hit my goal for the week, he says, then I work overtime Friday.
Yeah.
And if I don't hit it on Friday, then I'm working overtime on Saturday.
Yeah.
The one day he does take off, he says, is Sunday. It's family day.
Yeah.
But whatever it is, we don't have to follow exactly. It's just his outline. But it is important to have a goal. That's the most important thing. And the areas in which you have your goals, what you're wanting to attain for every specific thing, and how you're going to work your day. Because the one thing I've noticed is that really successful people have a routine.
Yes.
If you wake up in the morning and you just have no idea where you're going to start, you're going to end up nowhere, okay? Because you don't have things scheduled for the day. And so I've read that successful people, the night before they go to bed, they're actually, okay, this is who I'm going to call tomorrow. This is my meeting with that person. This is that time is that time it's that. Make time for their prayer time, their study time, making time for breakfast, their exercising, etc. And then working around that, but having your day scheduled. Because honestly, if you don't have anything scheduled, you're going to get a call from that friend and they have something urgent, and now you get in your car and you're going to help them with their urgent thing, and then that friend is asking for that, and then something's happening here, and you're putting out all these little fires, and you get to the end of your day and you're like, what on earth? It's just like last week I shared about the report card, like actually score yourself every day, 0 to 10. You know, 5, I had a mediocre.
Start scoring some tens.
I didn't really, you know, I didn't accomplish much. I'm kind of in the middle of 5, you know. And tomorrow you want to be better at it. Okay, so the whole thing is because no, we're not checking on anybody.
No.
We're not anybody's boss.
It's your business.
We're
We're
not
here to
anybody's
help.
boss.
Yeah.
It's your own business. You decide, and then you if you want to tell us your goals, if you want us to hold you accountable, you can share with us every day where you are, or every end of the week where you're at and how you're doing, and maybe we can kind of figure out where we can help you, how we can help you. But you know, it really is your business. And we're just here to help. Like Steve and Gina are there for us, you know, to help us and to guide us. But you know, check it out for yourself. You decide, was it a great day? Was it an okay day? And be accountable to you, actually to your why, to your goal, to your reason why you're actually doing this.
Yeah, and they're very big on social media. They're very big on posting different things and follow-ups, which is great. But he said that's done 20% of the time. So anything that he does as far as coaching, all the different things he does, he said it's an 80 to 20. So if you're doing anything, that should be only 20%. 80% of your time should be basically doing the pro system, patching, revisiting, and opportunities, period. And so once again, and then also helping people set up, you know, once again, their
follow-up,
the auto ships and everything, auto ships like that. So watch the video. It's really, really great. I don't want to go more details of that, except for to say that was an absolutely phenomenal training. He talked about it at the next level, but he really went through details on this one, which I thought was absolutely fantastic. So again, he also talked about being, you know, SMART, specific, measurable, attainable. That's the key. Don't throw it there. I'm gonna sponsor 100 people this week. You know, not gonna happen. You know, attainable.
Well, it might. It may happen for some people.
If you've got a massive group of people with massive exposure. So again, you know, the attainable, relevant, you know, time-based, these are all things that, once again, set a deadline, you know, for completion. And that's all the things that we talked about, you know, in here as well. And so at the very end, if you got any questions, you feel free to type them in the chat and we can talk more about that, but definitely watch the video from there. It's posted up on YouTube, on the This Is a Team, also on the Believers for Life school channel as well. A couple last things we want to mention about real quick again is that there's a new book of the month. This was mentioned by Danny McDaniel, and I'm actually got the audiobook now. Just order the book. It's the physical book itself, and it's actually a Napoleon Hill. Danny McDaniel talked about this specifically, so scan this if you can obviously be able to get this through Amazon. I believe it's a link to Amazon. But the one thing is that Danny McDaniel said that Napoleon Hill actually had a conversation with the devil and basically talked to him about different things. And literally, he never, ever published it. The devil said, he goes, you're never going to publish it because I'm going to put the fear in you that if you put this out there, you will go to ruins. You'll basically be living in squalor or whatever. So he never published it. But then Lily, after he passed, they actually, someone who's going through the archives saw this book that he wrote, but he never published it. And they said, no, we're publishing this. And Lily, and so that was something that, if you know Napoleon Hill, obviously he wrote the book Think and Grow Rich, actually interviewed all these, you know, multimillionaires at those days, which are pretty much like the billionaires of today, and basically came up with certain things. But this is a brilliant book. I've got the audio version of. You go onto actually YouTube channel, you can actually find the full audio version. It starts basically in like the 3rd chapter, so it's just the interview itself, but it's pretty intense. It's pretty interesting. The other things we want to mention again is that later today in the US here, 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock is the Monday business launch meetings. So they have 8 o'clock and 10 o'clock. Tommy and Ingrid are amazing. They're going to be talking about, obviously, the opportunity. Tuesday, this is an opportunity for, it's actually 8 p.m. British Standard Time, which is 9 o'clock in most of Europe and also in South Africa. So tomorrow, if you say you want to see someone who's fired up,
it might be Scott.
It might be Scott, yeah.
It might be Scott. So,
yeah,
so Renita's like fired up, and Scott is the accountant, so he's very like logical.
Yes.
But they're a great couple. If they're both on, they're going to do well.
Yes.
Either one, you're going to learn from them. So it is a good time to get South Africa and Europe, your friends from Europe on, because it's
Tuesday
a good time. And then obviously 3 p.m. Eastern Standard, Wednesday morning. This is Australia. So if you know people in Australia, you know people in New Zealand, this works for their time, but also for South Africa. In fact, I've been on 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I know Brendan's put some people on for Australia at that time, or he's had people join it. It's a great meeting, and Olga and Javi Solis are great. They're also senior presidential directors, and they do a great.
It's a great lunch meeting because they
have they do have quite a bit of business in South Africa as well. So do jump on, these are the opportunities
that you can tie people into and
to leverage, to tie your people in.
We've had people say, well, I want to learn how to do the presentation. Best way to learn is to watch, take notes, and pick up what they say, how they say it, and learn from the different people. So Wednesday night in the USA, obviously we got Brooke Robinson. She's actually doing the meeting Wednesday night. Thursday is the Spanish meeting. So Michael Roslin, I think pronounced Roslin. Yeah, he's actually out of Puerto Rico, has a huge business in Puerto Rico. Great guy. Does a very relatable plan, does a very, very good job. And then Friday, Linda Sanchez is doing the business launch. And then again, this is 6 p.m. in Europe.
And it's half an hour. And Linda actually built the business on her own as a single mom, realtor. And so if you know any people that are saying, hey, I'm doing this on my own, Linda did. She went to the top of the ranks, senior presidential director in a few months, and does a phenomenal job. So.
And all these people are superstars. That's why I don't normally highlight all the different meetings, but I make sure you understand these are all things you can tie into, tap people into, have them show the plan for you. I was blown away when I heard Danny McDaniel. They got an elite senior presidential director that's never shown the business presentation. All they do is all she does is tie them into these business presentations, and then also share other ones that have been already pre-recorded. She's never shown it. Danny and Diane said, we want to get her to show the plan. She goes, I'm not going to do it because this is so duplicatable. Anybody can share this or tie people into that meeting. But she ties into the meeting when she's sharing it to them so she can answer the questions afterward and get them started. So it's great. So the next thing in here is obviously the last part of this is next level. Again, I'm telling you right now, we had a little bit of a scare the other day because we thought they were completely sold out of the hotel. Well, guess what? They made other rooms available, and it's selling out very, very quickly. And it's very, very soon they're going to be doing, and we're going to be bugging them this week to launch the virtual, so everybody can get the virtual tickets. Because again, we know some people obviously can't go to Orlando. I know some of you are doing it. You're flying in from Europe and from South Africa, which is awesome. So we obviously recommend if you can do it.
And Australia.
And Australia, that's right. Yeah. So it's pretty awesome. And that's once again, this should be the right QR code because I had to update the QR code on here because the other one they had actually for some reason it wasn't working. And this one should, if I can do it again, should work fine because I've been double checking each of the
the bottom line is, so if you're wanting to attend in person, there are still tickets available for in person, and there are also ticket only. So ticket only means you might live in Orlando, you might have a place in Orlando, you're going to be there already, you can get a ticket just to be at the meeting, but then the virtual tickets, they will make them available, I think, in the next few weeks or so. But yeah, get to next level. It really is going to be not rah-rah. No. It's actually training, and it's really, really good training. We have not missed one in-person meeting. And in fact, we have grown from convention to convention, and the people that have come with us have seen a bigger picture, and they have grown from convention to convention. And the whole thing is promoting. It will be leaders. David Schmidt, I believe, is going to be there. Meredith Burkage will be there. We'll have corporate people, and it's just going to be like it was last year. Nobody left their seats. No. I mean, nobody wanted to leave. No. Only when we had the break. Yeah. But even then, people were ready to get back in and to learn. It's just amazing the information we get, and it's so doable. And I mean, we know people who pay $10,000 to attend conventions. This is like so minimal, and it includes the room, it includes dinner and the ticket.
Yeah, and the other thing I was going to mention too is that anybody who hits on, so again, presidential, they're going to be doing that the day before. So anybody who's presidential before that. But the other one is senior director. We talked to people about getting senior director done. There's going to be a special senior director and above leadership meeting on that Friday at noon, basically our time, which is still 6 o'clock South African and European time. But the thing is, you'll be able to have access to that if you're a senior director or above. They won't let me give you access to it if you're not. So that's one thing that's kind of cool, is that they're making that available for everybody else, which is kind of cool. So you can get tickets only for those for people that are local here. Say that you live in Orlando or something like that. You can basically get tickets, but it makes sense to get the hotel with the ticket. It's only a few dollars more. It's like, why wouldn't you get the hotel along with it? Because you'll spend more if you just get ticket only. So the last thing here, we're going for 1 million strong. Like I said, this is a team. We're running. We're actually helping a lot of people. And again, our goal is 100,000 strong, along with our million. So we're a advanced acceleration. We got a lot of new people getting involved, a lot of great leaders getting involved, and we have an expectation of people that are massive leaders in this industry are going to get on our team and bring in tens of thousands of people. So that's our expectation this year. So when you have an expectation like that, guess what happens? God comes through. When we ask him, he said, if we ask, we receive. So we've been asking. So again, the last part to this, we only got a couple minutes left, is any other questions regarding what we were talking about today? We covered a lot, but again, you want to definitely print off the, obviously the Run for Freedom sheets. You also want to print off the other sheet. I actually did mine and I'm updating it on my computer, but I'm going to be printing it off so I can handwrite it out. I shared my because I got separate goals that my wife does, and we have obviously combined goals.
Yeah.
And so
Anna's already printing and saving to Dropbox. So
amen.
Let's do what it takes to win, and we're excited that we're going to get a lot of winners from this group winning those prizes, the cash prizes.
And speaking about doing what it takes to win, thank you, Brendan, for doing the meeting today. He did exceptional. If you missed that meeting, shame on you. No, it was absolutely phenomenal. I still don't see what those things are.
That was a great.
Were those Mexican flags? What was that? I can't think of them.
That was a great a really, really good presentation. And you know what? We're so grateful that we have people that are stepping up and are helping us lead. I know Anna and Annette help us with the ladies meeting, and I know Anna and Maxime help us with this Monday meeting as well, and Annette does. And as we see people rising up,
Gary help us out, which is awesome.
We don't want to be the show. We want everybody else to step up and to actually, so that people will have different characters presenting and they relate to different people. So thank you to every one of you who steps up and helps us, and thank you for being on, because we're done.
Yes.
We don't want to keep everybody in their nights.
If there's not any questions, we'll let you go. But is there anything else? Otherwise, we always finish in prayer. So is there any other questions that anybody has? Hopefully that was comprehensive and it made sense.
If you need to jump off, you're more than welcome to jump off. But we like to speak a blessing over everyone's life.
Absolutely.
And their families.
So do you want to pray this time?
So, Father, we come to you in the name of Jesus. We thank you, Father, for this opportunity, Lord, to meet together with our wonderful friends who've become family to us, Lord, and that we are able to impart some encouragement and some teaching, Lord, that everyone realizes that they were actually born to win. Yes. Every single one is born to win in this life, and Lord, they can win and they will win. Lord, it's a matter of making that decision that they will win. So, Father, we thank you that you've given us this opportunity. We thank you for David Schmidt. We thank you for Steve and Gina Merritt, and also that you will touch Steve, who's had the surgery, Lord, and that you continue to give him swift recovery from that surgery. And we pray also, Lord God, for our businesses, for those people that are going to be joining us, that they're excited, Lord, that they are people of impact, and Lord, that we can go out there and impact many, many lives this week. Thank you, Lord, that every single one will come back next week with a win, Father, and they'll be excited to share it with us, Father, and many people will be joining us on these calls. We thank you for this opportunity. We thank you for blessing us and our families and keeping us in this week. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Awesome. Proud of each and every one of you. Let us know we can help you grow this week. And again, get us involved with the people you're talking to so that we can actually help them get launched and keep track of, obviously, the Run for Freedom. We want you all to win. Last time, I joked about this, but I said last time it was a sweep of all USA. I want to see some Swedish flags, some Spanish flags, some South African flags, in the top.
Everybody.
Yes,
everybody.
Yes, absolutely.
We're going to have everybody equal, tied at the first prize.
That'd be awesome.
Well, thank you so much, and have an amazing day, and we'll talk later.
Love you guys.
And reach out to us anytime.
Yes, absolutely.
Have an amazing day.
Have an amazing day. Love you guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thanks for sharing. Say hi to Maxime for us.
Yes, give a big
I
hug.
will.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Devastated to be in Sweden.
Okay, good.
He wants to be at home with the family.
Oh, okay.
Awesome.
Thank you, Judy, for
Thank
sharing
you.
as well.
Thanks to both of you. And Brendan, thank you again. You're a rock star, man. We love you, man.
Yeah.
You're awesome. Cool. Talk to you guys soon. Bless you. Bye-bye.